Hey everyone, my name is Josh and welcome back to your fourth stimulus package and news update. We have a lot of news to get into in today's video, but first, if you would like to receive 2 free stocks from Webull valued up to $2,300, make sure to claim them by clicking my link, which you will find in the description box below. Okay, so even though the House is expected to go home early for their Thanksgiving recess on Friday, it looks like they may instead be staying until Saturday. Per House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she's willing to stay until they're able to get the Build Back Better bill passed through. On Monday, the Congressional Budget Office announced it would release the total price tag for the tax and spending package at some point on Friday of this week. This is what modern Democrats, led by Josh Geitheimer, are looking for. As long as the total price tag matches up with the estimates by the White House, they'll go ahead and vote on the overall package. Of course, as Charles Cook, a senior writer over at the National Review, puts it, I'm not sure why we even needed a CBO score for a bill that costs $0. Interesting point. So if we don't get the price tag until Friday, Pelosi seems willing to keep her chamber in Washington until Saturday, where they can then hold a vote. Of course, they still hold out hope they'll be able to get an estimate on Thursday or earlier on Friday. That way, they can hold a vote before the weekend begins. Once the bill passes through the House, we'll most likely not see the Senate take up the bill until some point in early December. As far as this week goes in the Senate, we can plan on senators to meet up with the parliamentarian where they plan on debating key issues. In these key issues, they'll be debating on whether or not they meet the standards of the Byrd Rule. Basically, if they meet the standards, the measures can remain in the bill. If they don't, they'll need to be removed. Then, in the Senate, they'll continue on with the vote-a-rama, where lawmakers will be given the opportunity to offer an unlimited amount of amendments. Before they hold a vote on the bill in the Senate, we can expect the bill to change quite a bit. After all, Joe Manchin said the Senate bill will be quite a bit different than the bill they end up passing in the House. Yesterday, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said he would like to pass the Build Back Better bill by Christmas.
Right. We're already working on the privilege scrub. That we can do. We don't have to wait for the House. We don't have to wait for a CBO score because the language is in it. And as everyone knows, the privilege scrub is a little different than the bird bath. It's just seeing if any portions of the bill cause the bill to lose its privilege, which means you lose all the rules of reconciliation. We're making good progress on that with the parliamentarian, the privilege scrub, and we hope we can get that done as early as this week. But then, of course, the House has to pass the bill. They haven't done that yet. That's what's delayed our plans. And you go through the bird bath, which is, and Republicans can choose to bird bath a whole lot of provisions. Now, if they try to be dilatory, the parliamentarian can cut them off. But that's going to take a little while, too. And then we will move to get the bill done. We aim to pass. The BBB is very important to America. We believe it's very popular with Americans. We aim to pass it before Christmas.
On your letter from Sunday morning, what you just said about the timing here, why should we not, expect this to be like what we've seen in previous years? A Christmas Eve morning vote, a New Year's Eve vote. You really think it's legitimately going to take that much time if history is our guide?
Well, look, we want to get all of these things done. It's a huge agenda. We have funding the government, we have debt limit, we have BBB, and we have the defense bill. That's a huge agenda for December and the end of November, but we aim to get it all done. That's what we've said we've done in the past when you've had doubts, and we said we can get all these things done. We have, and we aim to do the same.
Also yesterday, Joe Manchin said he was not on board with Chuck Schumer's plan to get the Build Back Better plan passed into law by Christmas. In fact, Manchin said he had a lot of concerns about passing the bill by then. When asked about whether or not residents of West Virginia wanted him to support the bill, this is what he had to say.
You were just back home for a week. Do your voters want this bill, this big, massive bill right now?
I think my voters in West Virginia, but I don't speak for the whole country, my voters a lot differently, but they're very much concerned. Inflation has hit them extremely hard. They have to drive. Their mileage for driving to work is quite onerous on them. And the cost, they see it every day. Every day they go up and fill up, it's $1.25 more a gallon. So they're in $3.29, $3.39. Gallon of milk is now $4 in many places, and it's taking a toll. And I hear it when I go to the grocery store, or if I go to the gas station. They say, "Are you as mad as I am?" And I says, "Absolutely."
So Manchin is very concerned with inflation, and he's not convinced that this bill addresses that key problem. Prices are on the rise, not just in West Virginia, but all across the country. According to a recent poll, in West Virginia, President Biden's job approval is at just 33%. The governor of West Virginia currently has a 70% approval. Then, Joe Manchin currently has a 61% approval rating. So the fact here is, Manchin's resistance to the Build Back Better bill is the only thing holding up his approval ratings in West Virginia. If he gave in to Biden's wishes and passed the bill as is, more than likely, and Manchin knows this, his ratings would slip much closer to where Biden's ratings currently are. And if he wants to get reelected in the state, he knows his best chances to do that are to continue holding the bill hostage. Remember, he's elected by West Virginians, not by other states. One of the issues currently being debated on in the bill heavily is the SALT deduction. At the moment, this is currently a top priority for Democrats in New Jersey, New York, and other high tax blue states. Because of this, Heritage Action is spending $1.25 million on advertisements targeting the 5 House Democrats over their support of raising this deduction. Watch.
Nancy Pelosi slipped a big tax break for her wealthy friends into Biden's bloated spending bill. The rich get tax breaks on their Hamptons beach houses and Malibu mansions, and you pay the bill. With crushing taxes on small businesses and skyrocketing inflation, raising prices for gas and groceries, the coastal elites get an insider sweetheart deal on their taxes, and you pay more. Tell Jared Golden to oppose Pelosi's billionaire bailout that helps the rich and screws you.
Other deadlines fast approaching is another possible government shutdown in just about 2 weeks on December 3rd. Democrats will need to extend government funding by then, whether that's just on a temporary basis or perhaps a more permanent solution. Then, in 4 weeks from now, the Treasury Department says the debt limit will once again need to be lifted to continue paying the bills. So while Congress attempts to pass the Build Back Better bill into law, they'll still have many other things that they will need to get done. And again, Mitch McConnell has made things pretty clear that this time around, Democrats will need to raise the debt ceiling on their own, and the only way to do that, of course, is through a separate reconciliation bill. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Again, if you would like to receive a couple of free stocks from Webull, make sure to quickly claim them by clicking my link, which you will find in the description box below. To receive the first stock, you will need to fully open an account. Then to receive the second free stock, which will be valued up to $2,000, you'll need to make a qualifying deposit of at least $5. And even if you aren't all that interested in investing or continuing to invest at this point in time, you can always sell the free stocks you receive and transfer that money, however much they're worth, right back to your bank account. So free stocks or free money is completely up to you. So once again, I hope everyone has a great and safe rest of their day. If you did enjoy this video and you found it helpful, I would greatly appreciate if you would give this video a like. It just lets YouTube know that you enjoyed it. And until next time, as always, I'll see you in the next